Good afternoon everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another watch list video brought to you by FTX. If you don't have a FTX account, use the link in the description below and receive 10% off your trading fees. Also, if you're new to trading and you don't know where to start, then head over to TRADERCOBB.com. We have a free course called the Become a Trader course. Check it out. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. There's some great information in there. All right, let's get stuck in. So first things first, Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the daily. Let's have a look at the weekly actually. Now the weekly is in an interesting position. We've got this almost higher low formed on the weekly time frame, and then we have a look at the daily, and we have a sort of a resistance level, you know, not an exact level, but more of a region through here around the $45,000 mark where we've tested and rejected a few times. Yeah, I think we're just floating, and we need to see some more conviction on Bitcoin, whether we push up through this resistance level, which, you know, we all are hoping it does, or we see it reject and move lower, which will be more evident on this daily time frame. Yeah, so if you reject this, come back down into around where the moving averages are, and, you know, maybe we'll move up and retest this $45,000 mark. So we're sort of in limbo. There's no real conviction on Bitcoin, and it seems like most of the market is, you know, reasonably flat. It's like we're all waiting for Bitcoin to make its next move. ADA is looking like it's in a daily downtrend, right? And we haven't quite broken out of that. But if we look lower, this 8-hour time frame is starting to look really good. We do have this resistance, this daily level through here on ADA. So that would be one thing to consider if you are taking a cradle trade. But this 8-hour time frame, you know, we're pulling back into that cradle zone. The 16 moving averages are just about to cross. So depending on how this next candle closes on the 8, really depends if that 16 will cross over and put those moving averages in the correct order. The next one we have is Alice, another one that is, you know, looking not too bad on this daily. We've sort of pushed down lower, and it looks like we are creeping back up. We're not out of the woods yet on the daily time frame, but the 8-hour is not looking too bad. You know, we've pulled back in. We're in that cradle zone. The 16-hour moving averages are just crossing over as well. So MACDs are good. It is one we're watching. It doesn't look like there's anything really in the way of achieving our target. So yeah, Alice is looking red hot. Unfortunately, they're on the 8-hour time frame, so we're still a few hours away. Atom. Daily is looking strong, right? We aren't really in a downtrend anymore. We're sort of pushed up higher. The 12-hour looks a lot better. We are trending on the 12. But the 8-hour was what I was watching, possibly the 4, I think it was. No, it's the 8. So the 8-hour, yeah, we were hoping for that pullback into this cradle zone with a small bullish candle. We'd be all over that, but we didn't get that. But it has continued on. We can look lower, let's say the 30, and the cyclicity is starting to form on this 30-minute time frame. So that's the time frame that I'll be watching. And what I really like about this is that it's backed by the 1, backed by the 4, backed by the 8, and backed by the 12. All these time frames moving in the same direction. So it increases our probabilities of that trade working out in our favor if all those time frames are, you know, moving in the same direction. So Atom's looking really good. There may be a little bit of resistance up ahead on the daily, I think it is. Yeah, a little bit of a level through here. You know, if we push through, then so be it. It'll be good. G'day, Winston. Hope you're well. Rejection, baby. That's right. AVAX. Let's have a look. Oh, rejection on Bitcoin. Yeah. I hope that's what you mean. I'm definitely on the same boat as you. We do hold some Bitcoin, but I definitely want to hold some more if it does continue to fall. AVAX daily. Yep, we're looking good. The 12-hour is looking good. You know, we're trending, bullish trend. The 8-hour is another one that's pulling back into that cradle zone. It's the 16. We need those moving averages to be in the correct order, and that we've got that. So AVAX is another one that's looking good. We've just got a few hours to kill between, sorry, on the 8. Yeah, still got almost 5 hours until this candle closes. If it does close bearish, then it's another 8 hours to form that bullish candle. So yeah, got a few hours to wait. BAT is, you know, exactly the same. Looking good on the 8, looking good on the 16, the daily. The daily needs, you know, a little bit of work. It's not exactly in an uptrend, but the 12-hour, yeah, we've got that lower high, higher high, hopefully another higher low, sorry. Bitcoin Cash, another one on the 8-hour. It's pulled back into that zone. The 16's good, MACD's good. The daily, we are not quite out of the woods yet. I'd like to see it push higher, above this previous high, and we've sort of made it an equal low. So yeah, push a little bit higher, but the cyclicity is forming on that 8. ETC is the same again, 8-hour trend, 16's backed as well. We've got the MACD looking good. Phantom. Now, Phantom was probably the same as Atom, sort of my two picks out of this list, I think. The daily, you know, we've pushed quite high. So we've almost touched the previous high, which is a good sign. And on this 12-hour, we've created this higher low as well. So we've pushed up through this daily support resistance level. It's almost around the $2 mark, but, you know, we have tested through here a few times. So we've pushed up higher than that. The 4-hour, we are trending. We've got a high, low, pushed up past this level, pulling back. The 8-hour's backed it as well. So I've definitely got my eyes on this one. What I'd like to see is a bit more deeper pullback onto this level, you know, around here. Not an exact level, more of a region, but, you know, as we can see, we've tested a few times and rejected. And yeah, so pushed up through. Let's pull back to that and let's get cracking. ICP. So this was in the list from earlier this morning. We pushed up through. I was hoping for a pullback to this level. We don't have it. I think there's better trends out there, so we can take that out. QTM. Daily, yep, not out of the woods just yet on the daily. The 12-hour, we do have a high, low, high. So that's looking good. Let's have a look at the 4. It's not the 4, it's the 8 that we're after. Didn't quite get what we wanted, but the trend is there. So if this does continue to push on, there's no reason we can't go down to these lower time frames and wait for cyclicity to come in on, say, the 5, the 15, and the 30. I will be doing that later this afternoon. It's not my preferred trading style, but if the opportunities are there, then why not take them? Theta was again the 8-hour as well. I think we can take that out. The trend isn't good, and there's a lot of wickiness going on. Storm X, another one on the 8-hour, the 16-hour. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, the daily isn't out of the woods. The 12 hours there. Yeah, so we've got a few across the board where the daily, we need a little bit more movement on the daily to get out of the woods, but the 12 hours not looking too bad. Uniperp was the same. I think we can take this out. It hasn't, yeah, it's not as good as some of the others. And Zilperp was looking really good. Yeah, another one that's pulling back into that cradle zone. The 16 is, yeah, we need those moving averages across, but when they do, you know, we've got all the ticks in the boxes, I guess. Yeah, so that's my list. I think my 2 picks would be ADA and the other one was Phantom. They do have some work to do, so let's just wait and see. If they do set up, I'll be throwing them in the Slack group for the members that are in there. Yeah, that's right, Winston. Yeah, nothing better than making money on the way down. So yeah, if you're new to this, you don't know that you can make money on the way down, then head over, you know, do our courses, check us out, and we'll teach you how to make money when the market drops. I like making money on the way up. The tokens I'm holding double win. Yeah, exactly. It's a good feeling to, you know, have your long-term holds making, you know, you're checking every day. There's green, 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 and your balance is going up. It's a really good feeling. But you know what I think is a better feeling is when you take profits on the way up on your longer-term holds. Most of your capital's in USD. The market tanks, and you short. So you're sitting in USD. The market's tanking, you're taking shorts, you're making money on the way down, your capital's safe, and then you execute your long-term trades to go back up, and it's the best feeling. And when the market's red and continues to drop and you're in stable coins because you took profits on the way up, then yeah, it's the best feeling. What are my levels? What are my thoughts on the flat levels building on ETH and Bitcoin on the 30? Let's have a look. I'm guessing you mean shorting on Bitcoin. Honestly, I had that drawn in this morning through here. Is that one that you are talking about? So the testing. Honestly, I do hope I shouldn't say that. I don't hope that, but it is looking bearish. Like the MACD is super bearish. Yeah, it's sort of just ranging. I was speaking to Lou about this morning. It's done nothing. We've just had this sudden push up. Basically, it was a news-related article or news-related, you know, pump. So honestly, I expected a correction. I thought people were in the deep red, you know, after sort of buying off this support resistance level, and you know, we've tanked a bit further, so their accounts are in red. We've seen this pump, you know, maybe they've got out or purchased because we've had this big bull run and then we've tanked again. And then we had this sudden influx of buyers come back in. So I thought we may get a lot of people that have been in the red for so long selling their positions for break even or, you know, maybe a small loss, and would see a continued sell off. But we haven't. We've held for quite a few hours, almost 2 days, I think. So that's quite interesting. I think, yeah, it's decision time. It could easily go either way. A push up through this $45,000 mark, pull back to that level, bullish candle, I'll be on that. Failing that, yeah, a pullback down to... There's no real levels through here. So there was a level through around the $40,000 mark, but we've broken that a few times and not, you know, just smashed through it. We haven't really tested that. So that level's almost invalid now. So if we do see some more selling off, I don't know where we'll go to. I'd like to say the $40,000 mark because it's a round number, but yeah, we don't know. As for ETH, let's have a look at the perp. Yeah, so we've got some levels forming here. The MACD is looking bearish as well. There was another one, I think I took it out of the list before this scan. There was another one that had a really good level drawn in, but it broke and it broke through and then came back up. So it wasn't a follow through on that break. But yeah, definitely a level forming there. If you've done the courses, you know what a breakout is, you know what we're looking at. If not, you're missing out. But yeah, that's a really good one for the list. I'll throw that in for later. Where's this thing? Oh, it won't let me throw it in, but yeah, I'll add it in after this scan. $44K rejection, yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. All right. So yeah, that's the scan for today. That's the watch list that I'm watching. If anything evolves from here, I'll throw it in the Slack group. And yeah, let's get after it today, guys. Hopefully we get some trades, execute some, possibly some breakouts to the short side, and Bitcoin follows. Thanks, guys. I'll chat to you soon.